Cowboys fans and plenty of hijinks. Hopefully not Rinaldi in shorts.
No, please not. What are those jorts?
Those are jorts. Prediction time. We'll begin with the Heisman Trophy. Des, who's going to join your club as the 80th Heisman winner? Remember, 11 of the last 13 winners have been quarterbacks.
Oh, we're going to stop that now. We're going to have a running back. I got Todd Gurley. I think Georgia's going to have a really good year. They're going to be healthier this season, and I think that Gurley's going to be a very big reason why they're going to have a fantastic season. So I got Todd Gurley, Georgia.
I'm going to UCLA quarterback Brent Hundley. He's 73 touchdowns in the last 2 years. He can run and throw. He's got all the skilled people back.
That's your story. You're sticking to all the way to December, no matter what happens. It's always fun to try to pick the Heisman in August. I look at the schedule. I look at a team that's going to be up near the top 5. And I look at the quarterback, and I'm with you. I thought Braxton Miller before his injury. Yep. Now I think it's Brett Hundley.
Yep.
Before we get to the Power 5, let's talk about the Group of 5. The committee will choose the highest-ranked champion from among those 5 conferences, and one of them is going to go to the Orange, or the Fiesta, or the Cotton, or the Peach. Who's best positioned, do you think, to get to one of those huge bowl games out of those 5 conferences?
I think the Thundering Herd of Marshall, I think they're going to be undefeated, so I think they have a chance to get to one of those games.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to pick UCF because I live in Orlando. And plus, I know you're going to pick them.
Exactly. I'm picking them for AARP because I think George O'Leary is one of the best coaches in the country, and I think people just assume that because Blake Bortles is gone, that UCF is gone. Not at all. They returned 10 starters on defense. Yeah. If they find the answer at quarterback, they're going to be just fine. Look out for them again this year.
Boise State, Utah State, Bowling Green, Houston, other contenders. All right, ACC champion, Des.
Florida State. I think the nose will do it. I mean, you know, you look at the ACC and you try to look at a team that may be able to knock them off. I don't think there's a team that can knock them off. I think Florida State will win it again.
At Florida State, they got great players offensively, defensively, and special teams are #1 in the nation.
Yes, sir.
They'll win it.
I think the real question is who will they play in the ACC championship game?
That's a good question.
That's what you should ask. I'm going to give you
Virginia Tech.
a mulligan. Virginia Tech. Do you have anybody on your
Wow.
I'm gonna.
I say Virginia Tech. I do like Virginia Tech.
I'm going to surprise you with Pitt.
Wow,
I
that
think
is a
Florida
surprise.
State, huh? I think Florida State plays Pitt, and Florida State wins the ACC. I think they're the coastal.
It was Duke last year. A lot of people think Duke's going to be very good again this year.
Wow.
The one Power 5 that doesn't play a conference championship game is the Big 12.
I like Texas. I think they're going to be the big surprise story of the season. I like the Texas Longhorns. I love what Charlie Strong is bringing down to Austin, so give me the Texas Longhorns to win the Big 12.
Oklahoma, the secret is October. They play TCU, Texas, and Kansas State, and 2 of those teams beat Oklahoma last year. But Oklahoma.
I like Charlie Strong. I'm buying that stock, but down the road. I think this is that transition period. I think it's too early. I think it's going to come down to that game November 8th in Norman, Baylor, and Oklahoma. Whoever wins that game will win the Big 12, and because it's in Norman, I think Oklahoma's going to be thinking payback because of last year.
Big 10 race, how dramatically has the injury to Braxton Miller reshaped how you view that conference? Who wins it at the end?
Even before he got injured, I said it was going to be Wisconsin. I just think that their schedule is set up for them to go on a run. And after the LSU game, I mean, if they stay healthy, there's no reason they shouldn't be able to run the table.
Okay, Michigan State, you talk about a schedule. They have Ohio State, Michigan, Nebraska at home, and they don't play Wisconsin, Iowa. Michigan State.
Going back to that injury with Braxton Miller, I liked Ohio State to win the Big Ten prior to that, but now I give Michigan State the nod. Lee just told you about their schedule, and I think Michigan State will beat Iowa in the Big Ten championship game.
I like it. The bonus pick you're giving the other division.
I am.
Wisconsin. Iowa, Wisconsin.
Well, let's follow that format over to the Pac-12, where the North Division has won the first 3, but many see it as a very balanced year in the Pac-12.
Yeah, it is. I still like UCLA. I think UCLA will win it all. I mean, will win the Pac-12. I like Brett Hundley. I like the defense. I like UCLA.
Same thing, except one thing. Stanford, Oregon, and UCLA and USC all at home. UCLA, Brent Hundley.
I think USC's getting.
Heisman.
I think USC's, if they stay healthy, is a wild card here. But I'm with you. I like UCLA, and everybody's talking Oregon out of the North. There's a lot to like there. I think it's Stanford. The culture at Stanford gets it done. So Stanford makes it there, but UCLA beats them in the Pac-12.
I like Stanford going too.
Excellent early Pac-12 game, USC at Stanford in week 2.
Yeah.
SEC, Des.
It's going to surprise you, Georgia. I like the Georgia Bulldogs. I think this year they get 8 returning starters on defense. Todd Gurley is going to win a Heisman. So I like the Georgia Bulldogs to win the SEC. I know everyone's talking about Alabama, but watch out for Georgia.
Alabama is going to beat Florida in the SEC title game. But watch out. They got at Tennessee, at LSU, and 4 former head coaches are on the staff. Hey, they got good guys.
You're killing them with the schedules this year.
Exactly, right? He's breaking it down.
The most important thing.
Absolutely. When we sit here and try to predict, you got to look at the schedules. You're reporting in here in August with these schedules. I'm looking at Georgia with Dez out of the East playing Alabama. I think Alabama prevails, and they get the SEC championship.
You're going, Chuck. I'm writing this down for Des. We got Wisconsin, Texas, and Georgia winning these conferences. Remember, you are accountable for this. Boil it all down, though. When the committee meets and the 13 minds come together and they choose the seeded 14 playoff bracket, who do you got in the semifinals?
Oh, do we have my graphic? I have Florida State, Georgia, UCLA, and, of course, the Big Ten champ, Wisconsin. So those are my 4.
Gutsy.
And, I think that Georgia plays UCLA, and I think the UCLA Bruin wins.
Wow. No.
Hey.
He read my notes. He read my notes. Look at Florida State against Michigan State in the Sugar Bowl. Too much firepower, and then Alabama and UCLA out in the Rose Bowl, and it's tough to
In the Rose Bowl? You can't put UCLA at home in the Rose Bowl.
Why not?
No.
We'll see.
Who is it?
Wait. UCLA because of the parade. Okay,
Oh,
now.
the parade.
Now you got UCLA winning it all.
UCLA, you read my notes. UCLA beats Florida State for the national championship. Brent Hundley to start again.
All right, I am going to agree with some of those. I have Florida State and Michigan State in the Final Four. I have Alabama and UCLA
Where are they going to play?
matching up as well. I could care less. I'm
You're
just
going to
trying
play
to
in the Superdome. You can't put UCLA on their home field.
I would put UCLA, Michigan State. I don't know who built this. I would have Michigan State, UCLA in the Rose Bowl, and Alabama, Florida State in the Sugar Bowl. And then it's Florida State, Alabama here, in this case, playing for the national championship.
Who wins?
With the winning. I think Florida State repeats. But Jameis
that's
Winston will will his team to the back-to-back championship.
It's interesting predictions, but we'll see you in Fort Worth, August 30th, Sundance Square, and kick it off for real and set the table for the opening Saturday.